Hello, race fans, and welcome back for some Midwest F1 Formula One action. We are here at Les Castellets, France, at Circuit Paul Ricard for round 11 out of 12 here in Season 3. Looks like we got some drivers ready to head out on track right quick here for qualifying. You can see a Ferrari leave the garage, right with a McLaren and a Red Bull. It's looking pretty gloomy out there on track, so it'll be interesting to see what the weather decides to do here on the coast of France. It does tend to rain quite often here, so it can very well turn in a hurry. It looks like the McLaren was first out of pit lane, followed by the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Pair of McLarens sandwiching an AlphaTauri by the looks of it. I'll see if I can get down to... Alright, looks like it was Snooker ML first out of the pit lane in the McLaren, followed by a few other cars. Looks like everyone's pretty quick to get out there. They want to get on with qualifying and see how they measure up against the rest of the pack. We've got a pretty close battle here as far as points go in the series. There's only about a 30-point difference between the top 6 drivers, roughly. Hammer for Team Ferrari is currently leading with 119 points, followed by the McLaren and Snooker. Dead text message taking third place at the moment. So yeah, it'll be an interesting race. We'll see what comes of it. Every driver on the grid will score points regardless of where they finish, as long as they cross the finish line. So it should be good as Snooker comes around. Viraj Dupont on the pit straight, coming across the line to start his first hot lap of the session, coming through turn 1 here. It's a tricky one. It's an uphill then downhill left and right hander. Nails it quite well, gets the exit on the power. Coming through the coal. Coming around the backside of that turn onto the Mistral straight. It is a long straight DRS section. You can see the rear wing open there. And you pretty much get as much speed out of these Formula One cars as you can handle, or as much as the machine can handle, so to speak. They added the chicane in there. Sometimes they, depending on the race, they do have the Mistral straight wide open. They've added it just to cut. Oh, and there's contact with an Alfa Romeo. Oh no, Snooker. That is very unfortunate, as he punts the Alfa Romeo off track. That is majorly unfortunate, as a few other cars are coming around for their qualifying laps. I'll see if I can hop on with the Ferrari of Hammer. He'll be the first one to set a timed lap. The Ferrari coming across the line, wing open. Good enough for a 1:29.273. That's the time to beat at the moment. Red Bull coming across. Alexa with a 1:31.452. The Rob setting a 1:31.1, second fastest overall. The couple cars coming together in turn 1 there. A little bit of chaos here in qualifying. Cars on hot laps, cars on out laps, cars on in laps. Everyone's kind of getting in the way. It's a little bit of pandemonium out there at the moment. An AlphaTauri sitting at 1:30.4. A Haas and Alfa Romeo there. Almost coming together. Dissection coming across the line, starting his hot lap. We can see a Williams coming across. That is Nitwit with a 1:32.5 on the medium compound tire. Good enough for P8 in the Williams at the moment. Alright, we got Spaceman coming across in the Black Arrow. Mercedes good enough for P10 at the moment, a provisional P10 with a 133.246. You can see a Haas coming around. We got Silent Banshee coming across the line as we hop on board the Haas. Good enough for P8 at the moment, 132.1. 8th position overall at the moment. I can see a Ferrari coming. That'll be Hammer coming across the line again. It won't improve his time. He's still sitting at that 129.2. That is the time to beat. We got one of the Alfa Romeos coming across the line shortly here as he comes down the pit straight. He did validate, so he'll need to take another trip around the track. We'll see what comes of that. Alright. Now we got some fans out there. Sean Perry giving a shout out to Tim Lee. Eric giving a shout out to Dissection. We got some fans out there today. As an AlphaTauri coming across the line. I believe starting another hot lap. There's a ton of cars out on track at the moment. As the Haas dives into the pits, you can see McLaren coming around there. That is Tim Lee, one of the fan favorites. Starting his hot lap in the McLaren. We'll stick on board with him as he comes through turn 1. It's a tricky one. Generally, he's staying in 5th gear there. Good exit. This is a tricky part of the track. It's hard to get the right line and get on the power as soon as you can. He's set a purple sector 1 so far, so it looks like he will be trying to steal pole away from Hammer at the moment. Rear wing open on the McLaren as he heads down the Mistral Straight, coming into the chicane. Wing closed as he comes out the backside, headed down into turn 8. As he heads through signs and headed towards Beauset, turn 9. This is another tricky one. It's a bit of speed, but you also gotta figure out good braking points and a good racing line. It's definitely a part of the track you can lose some time or make up some time depending on if you nail that just right. Sticks to the inside, takes a lot of curb. Coming around the final turn 14 onto the pit straight. Wing open. Let's see what he does. Alright, Tim Lee in the McLaren going 4th fastest so far with a 136.85 P4. Alright, M. Rager just came across the line for Ferrari with a 132.093 provisional P8 at the moment. Another McLaren coming across the line. Snooker starting his hot lap on a fresh set of softs. I can see a racing point coming along. That is Mo Powa. He is invalidated, so he'll take another trip around the track. He's on a set of mediums, I believe, at the moment. The only guy on the mediums out there right now. Team B7 Racing, I missed that. Sitting P5 for Red Bull. Ulick for Haas sitting in P3 at the moment. Sorry, P4 now. Dead text message jumping up there for Williams. P3 for dead text message, 135.25. The AlphaTauri's doing quite well, sitting P2 and P8 respectively. Silent Banshee sitting in P10 for the Haas racing team. Lone Wolf sitting P12 for the Renault. Spaceman in P13, P14 is a 78 Corvette. Cool year, nice car. Alright, I can see another Red Bull coming along. I must have missed it. We have a Red Bull disqualified from the session. I didn't notice if it was an on-track incident or if it was a blocking the pit lane kind of a thing. It's hard to say, but He'll be starting at the back of the pack, looking to do that back-to-front challenge driver of the day. Snooker setting a 1:39.05 as the Racing Point locks up, headed into the pits. Dissection coming around the final turn. Wing open, getting heavy on the power. Let's see if he's got enough skinny pedal here. 6th fastest overall goes Dissection with a 1:37.33. See if he can improve on that or if he'll be hanging around in P6 to start the race. Nitwit just starting his next hot lap. He's currently sitting in 13th position right now. See another Renault coming around the final corner. That'll be the Rob. He was 2 seconds behind on his time there, so I don't know if he's doing another hot lap. Alright, Murphala just setting the 2nd fastest time of the session so far with a 1:29.778. Bumps his teammate down a spot. The AlphaTauri sitting in P2 and 3. See a Red Bull coming around. That'll be Team B7 Racing. Invalidated, unfortunately. He'll have to take another lap around the track. Oh, he invalidated late too, so he will need at least this lap plus another if he wants to improve. Hammer 383 with a 1:29.135. That is the time to beat. The Ferrari just moving. Fantastic driving here. Dissection, and he'll need to take another trip around. He may be diving into the pits. He does. You can see a Renault coming around. This will be the Lone Wolf. He's looking pretty good. He'll improve a few spots with a 1:31.9, going 0.6 faster than his previous hot lap. Currently with Para Renault sitting 10th and 11th. You can see a Haas coming around. We got Silent Banshees 0.6 up on his time. P13 to P10 with a 1:39.25. Got probably about half the grid out on the track at the moment. You can see a Red Bull down there. That's Team B7. He's 700 slower, so he didn't validate. That's right. So he's diving into the pits. Potentially getting a new set of tires, it's hard to say. He's on the mediums right now. A couple guys obviously shooting for that medium start. The tire strategy plays a huge part in Formula One if you're new to this style of racing. The top 10 drivers, if I recall correctly, I'm not super familiar with the short qualifying, but the top 10 drivers still start on the tire that they started, or that they got their fastest lap on. So as you can see, 3 of the top 10 drivers are on that medium compound tire, so they're using that kind of overall best tire. It's your kind of mix between distance and grip. They're going to try to use that at the start of the race to extend their pit stop intervals. So we'll see how that works out. Quite a few guys on the soft tire, so it's the stickiest, but also wears out the fastest. So it's going to be a game. We'll see who is the master of the tire strategy. Nitwit, he'll improve a couple spots with a 1:31.1. Got his teammate coming across the line. Dead text message. Starting his next hot lap. As we cruise on up to him, hop on board the Williams racing car as he passes Dissection. Takes a good line there. Lots of curb. Little late on the power, but it might work out for him. We'll see. We'll stay on board with the Williams for this lap. Tim Lee starting his next hot lap for McLaren. As text message comes into the chicane on the Mistral Straight. Back out on the power. as he comes through this long right-hander. Pretty much flat out all the way through there until this section here. It is a tricky one. Good amount of curb early on the power. As he comes around the final corner, a little wide, gets that wing open, and as he crosses the line, he will improve 900ths faster, but he won't improve his position at the moment. Currently sitting P4, 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Alright, the other AlphaTauri driver, Valentine. I can see that now in the comments. We'll try and remember that. Hammer currently still sitting on provisional pole. 1:45 left here in the qualifying session. Round 11 here, the Midwest Formula One Championship. It's going to be a good one. The Alfa Romeo DDL, sitting in 4th position right now with a 1:30.3. You can see the AlphaTauri of Valentine coming across the line. He will improve. He'll bump his teammate down, going 1:29.323. Mo Powa getting it done for Racing Point with a 1:29.867. Good enough for 4th right now. Murfala did have the purple 3rd sector, but invalidated on the start of his next hot lap, so I think that'll be the end of qualifying for him. Dissection coming across the line. He'll bump himself up a few spots with a 1:30.1. Great lap from Dissection in the Racing Point. You can see a Renault coming across. That is the Rob. He'll bump up quite a few spots, going 5/10ths faster than his previous hot lap. 1:30.556, good enough for P8 in the Renault. Everyone just giving it their absolute all here at the end of qualifying. And that'll be it. Everybody on track right now is either on their hot lap or they're on an in lap. There won't be enough time for anybody else to start a qualifying lap, so we'll see what everyone's doing here. Spaceman is on his in lap. USGT is done his qualifying. You can see a Haas coming around. That's Silent Banshee. I don't know for sure if he's on an in lap or a hot lap. Looks like he's pushing, but he is on a hot lap. We'll stick on board the Haas and see if he can improve himself out of P13. He's got to get on that power. Wing open. And he'll cross the line. He won't improve. He'll go 3/10 slower than his hot lap. So that's good enough for P13 for Silent Banshee and Haas Racing. You can see another Racing Point coming. Who we got here? Dissection invalidated. He'll cross the line to finish his qualifying. You can see a Renault there. That is the Rob. He'll come around the line and that'll default him out of qualifying. As this Hammer is taking pole position. I don't think anybody is going to beat him. And that'll do it. Hammer for Ferrari taking pole here at the French Grand Prix at Circuit Paul Ricard. The pair of AlphaTauris sitting in P2 and 3 of Valentine and Murfala. Fantastic qualifying session here in France. Let's see how the weather holds up. It is quite common to rain here So we'll see just how these drivers do. Hammer sitting on pole position for Ferrari with a 129.135. Valentine taking the second spot on the front row for AlphaTauri. Third going to Murfala. Fourth, Mo Powa and his teammate Dissection for the Racing Points taking fourth and fifth. Sixth goes to DDL. Seventh, Dead Text Message. P8 goes to the Rob in the Renault. Ninth is Ulick in the Haas. Rounding out the top 10 is Tim Lee in the McLaren. 11th going to Team B7 Racing in the Red Bull. Snooker ML taking 12th. 13th goes to Haas. P14 Nitwit. Spaceman and the Black Arrow Mercedes taking 15th. 16th going to the Lone Wolf. 17th the Ferrari of M Rager, a 78 Corvette in P18. USGT taking 19th. Rounding out the grid is the other Red Bull here with a DSQ, so he's starting from the back of the pack. The bottom 10 will have choice of tires, so I'm curious to see just what those guys decide to do as far as a tire strategy. And it's a bright sunny day here at Circuit Paul Ricard. I'm sure that's a sigh of relief for the teams racing here today, as everyone gets their final setups in, gets their tire strategy figured out, and gets ready to go racing. So the drivers here in the top of the standings are all fighting for a spot to move up into Division 3 for next season. So there's definitely something on the line for these drivers. It's nobody's win just yet, but at the moment, Hammer in the Ferrari is sitting on the top of the leaderboards. So we'll see if he can hang on to the championship here and move himself up for the following season. As I said earlier, the entire grid essentially will get points as long as they finish the race. So that is a good system, especially for drivers that are newer to league racing or racing period. Gives everyone a little bit of incentive to keep going. Alright, lights are out. We're starting the formation lap. Hammer takes off quite quickly, getting the weave in. For anybody unfamiliar, once again, you can see the cars weaving back and forth there. What they're doing is putting load on the tires, trying to get some heat into them. Predicted pit stop strategies: the one stop medium to hard, a two stop soft to medium, brought to you by AWS. So we'll see just how accurate that pit stop strategy is. It's definitely interesting. I mean, if cars get any sort of damage, or if there's safety cars or weather changes, anything can cause a team to switch up their tire strategy. So we'll see what happens here. The top 11 drivers starting on the Redwall soft compound tire. The majority of the bottom half of the grid starting on the mediums, with exception of Spaceman and Snooker starting on the hards, looking to really stretch that first tire stint. So we'll see just how they do there. We'll see what kind of pace those guys have on the hard compound tire. Everyone doing the formation lap weave. We'll cruise back on through towards the top of the grid there. We got a good shot of turn 9 and 10. One of the fan favorites, Tim Lee. As we cruise through towards the top, as the drivers round the final corner coming onto the pit straight. And there's your alternate pit stop strategies with the two stops. A two double soft medium or a soft double medium. Anything can happen here as the cars line up to their final spots on the grid here. The last few cars coming around the final turn there, you can see in the top right hand of your screen. We'll see if Zareska can bump himself up a few spots, go for that driver of the day challenge. All the cars are getting set here by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. We are racing here at Circuit Paul Ricard as the cars dive down into turn 1 here. This is always an exciting part of the race. No serious contact just yet. The Red Bull of Zareska making some moves early on. Hammer jumping out to an early lead. Oh, we got some... Oh, there was a crash back there. You can see a Renault off track. Oh, there's a ton of collisions. We do have a VSC out on track at the moment. This will back the cars up a little bit. They will have to obey delta times. They have to reduce their speed. We'll see if anybody snags a penalty out of speeding under the virtual safety car. And we're green. We're back racing here at the French Grand Prix, round 11 of the Midwest Formula 1 Championship. Hammer still hanging on to the front of the pack here. Very early on, so a lot of close gaps at the moment. The timing table is a little bit glitched at the moment. There is some chaos at the start there. So I'll do my best to make sure that I can catch all the racing action. Lots of swapping here. A couple cars diving into the pits. The Red Bull of Zareska, Tim Lee, and the Rob for the Renault. Hammer setting a purple sector 1. Currently with a 1.6 lead as Valentine goes a little bit wide there. As the cars come on to the Mistral Straight. We're only on lap 2, so the cars won't have DRS at the moment. They can try to get a slipstream down here. Oh no, Silent Banshee crashed in the Haas there. You can see him off to the left-hand side of the track there. Surprisingly, only a yellow flag. Silent Banshee, one of the Haas drivers, out of the race. Alright, looks like all of my gaps are working now, so I'll do my best to catch all the action I can. Dead text message, only 3/10 back. I'm missing a little battle here with the Mercedes. Little Hamilton Valtteri action here. Hammer setting the fastest lap so far with a 1:33.589. Some close gaps up at the top here. Dissection hunting down Murfula and Mo Powa. Oh! Dead text message gets into the back of Dissection as Mo Powa takes that spot from him. Racing points currently sitting P4 and 5. There they go, a little DRS action as Mo Powa makes up a spot on his teammate as they head into the chicane. Mo Powa pulling away a little bit from Dissection. His teammate won't be looking to give that up too easily here. Oh, we got Team B7 taking a spin as he comes out of the chicane on the Mistral Straight. That is a tricky one to get the power down, but he loses a few spots. as he's got a Ferrari coming down of M. Rager going around the outside. Looks like M. Rager conceded the position though. Oh, Team B7's missing an end plate. He's got some wing damage. He's definitely going to need to pit. He won't be able to hang on to that that pace at all. M. Rager looking to make up a position as he dives into the pits. Cruz back up to the top here, missing a little bit of stuff. Team B7, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Going a little too fast as he crossed the line going into the pits. DDL is on the gearbox at dissection here in the Alfa. Ooh, and the Alfa Romeo almost loses it. We'll hop on board with DDL quick here. I think he's going to have DRS coming down the straight here. Is he going to have enough to catch dissection? He'll close the gap, but he won't quite get it done as they come into the heavy braking zone. Dissection taking a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He cut the entry to the chicane a little bit. So unfortunately, that's a 3-second time penalty. A few penalties on the grid at the moment. We'll see Team B7 taking a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits as well as he exits the pits there. We'll cruise back down. It looks like Tim Lee is going to be looking to make a move here on Zareska. Won't quite do it. He'll close the gap a little bit with the help of DRS, but won't get the move done. Nitwit looking to snag a position. DDL getting by dissection on the pit straight there. A little bit of a DRS train as we head down the pit straight. Ulick hunting down Lone Wolf in the Renault. Heavy lockup going into turn 1. Nitwit right on the gearbox of Ulick. Another lockup from the Renault. Alright, let's see what kind of an exit he can get here if he gets close. Looks like the Lone Wolf got a good exit out of there as he heads onto the middle straight. The Haas gets that wing open. Is he going to catch him? Into the braking zone, won't quite get there. He'll close the gap. He'll be looking to make that position up shortly. USGT taking over 11th. 3-second time penalty going to Valentine for exceeding track limits. The AlphaTauri sitting in P2. Looks like Tim Lee's making... Oh, here we go. Also looking to make up a spot. Won't quite get it done, but he'll be looking to do that shortly. Couple cars in the pits here, Dissection and Murphala. Going with some new tires, new mediums for the AlphaTauri. Dissection opting for the hards. Hammer 383 taking a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's at the front of the pack, but that could hurt him later in the race. I guess we will find out shortly. Couple guys in the pits losing positions. We got another spun Red Bull. Team B7 having issues getting some heat into those tires. As Tim Lee makes the pass on the Red Bull, going through turn 1. Goes a little wide there on the exit, but opens up a pretty good gap. Great driving by the McLaren. Got some drag racing happen down the Mistral Straight through the second half of it as they head into the fast right-hander. Bit of a three-way battle going here. The Williams closing in quick on the Haas. You can see the Mercedes, US GT in his mirror. Gets a good exit here. DRS. He's gonna catch the Haas. Just before the braking point going into turn 1, he gets the move done. Good line through there. And opens up a bit of a gap. Great move by Nitwit. Bit of a lock up there from the Lone Wolf. USGT has also got the Haas in his sights. He had a very good exit there, so he may easily catch him here. There he goes. Just before the braking zone. He'll make up a position as well. Oh, we got a spun Ferrari. And I can't seem to find who it is. Oh, it was M. Rager. My apologies. You can see the Ferrari sitting there by the side of the track, losing it as he comes out onto the middle straight. So it looks like we've got 2 cars out of the race so far. We've got the Haas of Silent Banshee and the Ferrari of M. Rager. Quite surprisingly, I don't know if it was with the last update, but the game has some difficulty bringing out safety cars. A crashed car, by no doubt, should bring out a safety car on track, but lately they've been failing to do so, so I'm not quite sure what the deal is there, but because that drastically changes race strategies, but we will take it as it comes. Oh, we got some battling going on here. Coming onto the pit straight, a little bit of bumping. As guys get by a 78 Corvette. Oh, he goes deep into turn 1. P1 is Valentine and the Alpha Tauri. Oh, we got a lot of cars coming through here. Snooker taking a 3-second time penalty in the McLaren for exceeding track limits. I didn't realize that all these cars were so close. My apologies. Hammer was the previous race leader for Ferrari. He dove into the pits, taking on the hard tires, so he'll be looking to stretch those till the end of the race. Spaceman closing in on the back of Dissection here. As they come through the 3rd sector, Valentine dove into the pits, opted for a new set of mediums. See, he'll lose that position back to Hammer. Alright, we'll stick on board with Spaceman as he's got the racing point of Dissection in his sights. Dissection got a good exit on him, though. He wasn't able to catch him with the help of DRS as they head into turn 1. Oh, Spaceman goes very deep. Dissection takes advantage of that, opens up that gap a little bit. He is over a second. If he can hang on to that, he will make sure that Spaceman doesn't have DRS as they head down that long straight. It's a very easy overtaking opportunity. The Rob was very close to the back of the Red Bull. Ulick making up a position on 78 Corvette in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, here we go. Some action through the chicane on the Mistral Straight. We got a spun McLaren. Tim Lee lost it. Majorly unfortunate. Team B7 taking a 3-second time penalty. Tim Lee dropping back a few positions for McLaren. having some troubles as he was coming through that first sector. Hammer making up his positions back. He's sitting on the top of the grid now with a 6-second gap, I believe. 4-second gap to Valentine. So we'll see. This will be one of those things. Alright, DDL serving his penalty. Now the team will get working on the car, going with a brand new set of mediums. So drag racing happening down the pit straight. Snooker was right in the back of Murfula. Won't quite get the move done. We definitely got to stick around this pack of cars. They're very close as they head down into the long back straight here. Murfula looking to make up a spot on Lone Wolf. He's sticking right on the gearbox of him. So I have no doubts he's going to make a pass here as he gets the help at DRS getting that wing open. And see you later, Lone Wolf. Snooker also looking to make up a spot here. A little bit of a breakup, or sorry, lock up on the Renault. Some good racing here today. Dead text message looking at the back of his teammate. He wants to take over 8th position from him. The Williams car's flying around. Oh, and he will. He'll dip down the inside. Nitwit not giving it to him easy, though. Dead text message falling back a little bit, but sometimes that isn't necessarily a bad thing, as he'll cross the timing line, giving himself DRS here as they head down the pit straight. Nitwit getting a pretty good exit. Green lit up on the MFD of his car there, so he's got ERS deployed, and he'll pass his teammate just before the braking point coming into turn 1. Nitwit will drop back down to P9 as we get a shot from the helicopter. The fantastic colors here of Circuit Paul Ricard. I just recently learned the colors you can see there, the blue and the red on the track, are actually designed to slow the cars down. The cars are a little bit quicker through the blue, and it's a heavy slowdown for the cars in those red portions of the track. So that helps slow the cars down in those large runoff areas. Dissection right on the gearbox, and Nitwit, is he going to do it? Oh, he'll hang back a little bit. Goes a little bit wide. Those hards are doing no justice to Dissection here. One moment here as I get an invite out. Oh, we got some wheel-to-wheel action here with the AlphaTauri. Murfula USGT making up a spot. Spaceman making up a spot on Lone Wolf as he dives into the pits for a new set of hards to last him the rest of the race, hopefully. Murfula losing a position to the Black Arrow of USGT, but I have a feeling that he won't be back there long. Oh, he doesn't get a very good exit there. Lost a lot of speed, but he's closing in on him quick. Will he do it? No, he won't. Oh, and gets into the back of the Mercedes. Losing a big chunk of carbon fiber there as Mo Powa makes up a position on him as well. Snooker using the straight line speed of that McLaren to get by. Dead text message coming in quick too. Difficult because you're trying to match the speed of the car ahead, but Murfula losing some serious time with that broken chunk of wing on the front of the car. Oh! Text message getting into the back of him, I think, a little bit. That he'll get by him and keep moving. As they head down the pit straight, Murfala in the pits for AlphaTauri, getting a brand new set of tires. What's he opting for? He's going with the white wall hards and a new front wing. Couple guys on the two-stop strategy. Looks like Hammer is making the one-stop work for him so far. He's got a 2.5 second gap on Valentine. Mopawa cruising by USGT with the help of DRS. So we'll see how long that lasts. Dissection on the gearbox, a dead text message in the Williams. Currently sitting 3/10 back. So if he can stay close to him, he will gain the advantage of DRS down that the pit straight. USGT taking a 3-second time penalty for the Mercedes team. Looks like roughly half the grid has penalties at the moment, so that can definitely swap around some positions when we finally cross the line on the last lap. Mopawa setting the fastest lap with a 1:33.371 for a racing point. That'll be good for an extra point if he can hang on to it. Really moving around the track on those mediums. And I missed it. DDL making up a spot on Nitwit in the Williams. Zareska making a pit stop for Red Bull. Going on to a new set of hards. Seeing what the two-stop will do for him. Alright, Dissection hoping to make up a spot here. He's got a little bit more speed than the Williams, but he won't have quite enough as they both have DRS. Dead text message looking at the back of the McLaren, a snooker. He's pushing that Williams to the limit. Gets a slightly better line than Snooker. Let's see what he does here. Backs out a little bit. Dissection right on the gearbox of the Williams. All three drivers on the hard compound tire, although Snooker's are about twice as worn out. The tires of text message and Dissection probably falling right into that good grip level. Oh, Dissection going around the outside. Taking the long way around. He won't quite get it done. Text message will go by Snooker, as will Dissection. As they head into turn one. Snooker almost getting into the back of Dissection by the looks of it. Dissection will be looking to make up that spot again as they head through this back straight. Text message won't have DRS, so Dissection will definitely be looking to get that. The Rob taking a 3-second time penalty for Renault. There he goes by the Williams just before the braking zone. Text message wasn't taking that lightly. But Dissection will make up the spot for the time being. Snooker sitting in P7 at the moment for McLaren. DDL P8 hunting down Snooker at the moment. He's on fresher medium tires, so we'll see how much of an advantage that gives him. Spaceman sitting in P9. The Rob sitting in P10 for Renault. 13 lap old hards. His teammate right behind him, Lone Wolf. 12th sitting is Ulick in the Haas. Murfala sitting in P13 for AlphaTauri. Tim Lee taking a 3-second time penalty in the McLaren. Nitwit sitting P14 on a brand new set of hard tires to last him the rest of the race. And I'm missing it here. DDL making up a spot down the pit straight on Snooker. Must have had DRS as they head through into turn 1. The help of those medium tires must have helped. Oh, we got Spaceman in the pits for a brand new set of mediums. It's a good tire to have at the end there. We got a spun Red Bull here. Team B7 Racing. Looks like Snooker left the session. I will get an invite out to him, sorry. I apparently won't. I don't have Snooker, and I thought I did. Alright, Tim Lee sitting in P17 for McLaren. And a 78 Corvette, last but not least, hanging out in P18 for the Alfa Romeo team on a fairly fresh set of hards. He'll be pushing those till the end of the race. Valentine closed up the gap quickly on Hammer. I'm missing a lower part of the grid there battle, but we'll hang out here at the front for a moment as Valentine will take DRS down the straight here. Hammer got a very good exit there. Valentine closed up the gap, but Hammer was flying. Really showing good pace on those hard tires. Valentine sitting 5/10 back at the moment. Hammer doing a good job in the Ferrari. Valentine hunting him down. As they come around the final hairpin onto the pit straight. Valentine using that DRS. We'll see. Hammer's still got a good exit there. Won't quite catch him. He'll close the gap slightly, but Hammer is making him work for it. That is for sure. USGT cruising into the pits. 16 lap old mediums going on the 2-stopper. Snooker also diving into the pits, looking for some fresh tires. He wants to pick up the pace a little bit here in the closing stages of the French Grand Prix. Here at Circuit Paul Ricard. DDL taking a 3-second time penalty for Alfa Romeo. Oh, let's get back up here. Valentine was close with the help of DRS again, but just can't quite get there. Oh, he's looking down the inside. Oh, and he won't quite do it. Didn't have a good line there, unfortunately. Dead text message getting by Dissection with the help of that DRS. Couple other close gaps here. Snooker right behind the Red Bull of Zareska. As they're coming into that DRS section, we'll see if he can make a move here. Brand new mediums on the McLaren. Trying to keep an eye on the gaps here, try not to miss too much for you guys. Won't quite catch him there, but he's definitely closing up that gap, making it a little bit smaller. Trying to stick within the slipstream of the Red Bull try to stay out of that dirty air. These Formula One cars are definitely the pinnacle of automotive performance. Every bit of pieces, I guess, so to speak, on these cars are made for performance. Whether it be the power units or the bodywork is all for downforce. They are pretty amazing machines. Zareska making Snooker work for it. Snooker should have some pretty good pace in the closing laps of the race here on these new mediums. They will definitely help him gain the grip that he needs. You can see him getting a little bit closer to the back of the Red Bull. If he gets on the power here, he may have a chance. I think he's close enough. Stay in the slipstream. Dips out, and there he goes. Getting the move done on the Red Bull. But Zareska is not going to let him have it easy. He's been fighting him the whole way. Spaceman taking a 3-second time penalty for the Mercedes. Quite a few penalties out there right now, but quite a few that don't. DDL getting the move done just before... Dissection gets into the back of a Mo Powa, taking a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, Dissection's missing an end plate. He's gonna have some serious performance issues. Although his tires are decently old, I don't know if he's looking to make a pit stop or not. He'll only lose a couple positions, but... as he closes in on the back of the Alfa Romeo. It'll be interesting to see if Dissection wants to make a pit stop or not. Hammer did lose the spot to Valentine. I did miss the pass there, but Valentine dives into the pits as Hammer keeps moving. If Hammer can take these tires till the end of the race, which I believe is possible, the two-stop strategy is still a powerful one, but Hammer showing the pace on the one-stop. Now we got a couple close cars here in P8, 9, and 10. USGT looking at the back of the Haas there. We got a spun McLaren. Dissection taking a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. May have something to do with the missing carbon fiber on the front wing. USGT making a move as he gets by the Haas right before the braking zone there. Great move by USGT in the Black Arrow. Snooker doing the same thing, going into turn one. Give him a little Daniel Ricciardo comparison there, being a late breaker. That can definitely make you up positions if you're good enough to do it. Zareska, makes a move down the inside. Oh, and Nitwit's not having it. They both got... Zareska didn't get DRS, unfortunately, the way that he passed Nitwit before the timing line. There was a fastest lap just there. That's Team B7 Racing on a fresh set of soft tires. Getting an extra point for Red Bull. Zareska... Oh no, and he loses it! Oh no, majorly unfortunate for Zareska and Red Bull. Ah, that's devastating to his race. Loses a couple spots. Luckily, no damage to the car, but he definitely would have heated those tires up a little bit. The Rob dipping back in for a late set of brand new soft tires. Murphy only 3/10 back of the Lone Wolf as they're about to come on to that middle section. Very long straight. Lone Wolf was outside of DRS range, so I have a feeling the AlphaTauri may be able to make up a position here as we hop on board. Lone Wolf kind of dips down the inside, but he won't get the block done. Murphala making a move. Zareska taking a 3-second time penalty in the Red Bull. As they head down that second half of the straight, it looks like the Rob is making up some time here on Spaceman. Those new softs are helping him out. Setting a purple second sector. And that's just on his out lap, so it looks like he may be shooting for that fastest lap here. We'll watch that. Nitwit taking a 3-second time penalty for Williams. We have 3 drivers remaining on the grid without penalties. That is Ulick in the Haas, Murphala in the AlphaTauri, and Lone Wolf in the Renault. The AlphaTauri is quite close to the Haas, so it looks like there may be an overtake coming very shortly. We'll watch these cars as the action unfolds. We're watching the Haas right now as he dips down the inside trying to break the slipstream. Ooh, and the AlphaTauri almost makes it. Doesn't quite get there. Lone Wolf taking a 3-second time penalty in the Renault. Ulick is doing his best to defend here as the AlphaTauri has got him in his sights. Hammer currently sitting on a 17-second gap to second place of the Racing Point of Mopala. Hammer making those hards work for him. We got 4 laps, or about 3.5 laps remaining here in the French Grand Prix. Round 11 of the Midwest Formula One Championship. And we'll see how these guys do. The AlphaTauri of Valentine making up some time on those fresh softs. He's looking to get second position back from Mopala. Oh, and Murphala goes around the outside. Tim Lee taking a 3-second time penalty in the McLaren. Oh, and he takes a 3-second time penalty. Well, we'll see if Ulick can hold on to the only driver without a penalty. I'll do my best not to give him the old... Oh! I wasn't on board. I should have been. I missed the spin there. He lost it coming out onto the straight, so he'll lose a couple positions. 1 position, sorry. Oh, and he's missing an end plate very late in the race. Valentine taking the fastest lap with a 1:32.489. AlphaTauri looking for that extra point. And I completely missed it. He passed Mopala for second position. And open up the gap. Mopala's on some pretty old tires there. He's really pushing those. Hopefully he can hang on to the podium. Snooker taking a 3-second time penalty in the McLaren. Ulick losing a couple spots there. I wasn't on board for that. we got a guy looking for some penalties, looks like. Penalties plaguing the grid. One driver without him, a lot of 3 seconds, some 6 seconds, and a couple 9 seconds worth of penalties. The gaps are opened up a little bit on track. Team B7 making up a position on the Haas driver as he exits the pits. Valentine going even quicker than his previous lap with a 132.255. Showing some good pace, but he won't have quite enough to close that gap completely on Hammer as he started to run away with it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers on the two-stop strategy, so almost half the grid trying that two-stop out. It worked for some. Some I'm sure were not planned, unfortunately, but this is racing and that stuff happens. Nitwit hanging on to 12th position right now for the Williams Racing team. And we got a cool helicopter shot of Dissection cruising down the first section of the straight there in the Racing Point. Mo Power currently sitting in 3rd position. Valentine sitting in 2nd. And Hammer sitting in 1st place for Ferrari as he begins the final lap here at the French Grand Prix, Circuit Paul Ricard. Team B7 taking a 3-second time penalty for Red Bull as him and his teammates sit P14 and P15. Hammer doing a good job of stretching those hards out on the one stop to further his gap at the top of the leaderboard. We'll hang on board. We'll cruise through the grid a little bit more here. As a few drivers begin their final laps. Alright, we'll hop on board with Hammer as he comes around the final hairpin down the pit straight. A big win for Ferrari. Hammer taking the win here at the French Grand Prix. The AlphaTauri of Valentine coming around the final turn, taking P2. Dead text message of the 3-second time penalty, exceeding track limits. DDL will be next across the line in the Alfa Romeo. Followed closely by a McLaren, which I believe is Snooker maybe? Hard to tell. DDL taking the 3rd step of the podium for Alfa Romeo. As a few more drivers cross the line. Dissection. And Mo Power. Oh, dead text message making up a spot on Mo Power right at the end of the race there. And USGT bumping up a spot due to penalties. And there it goes to show you what's happening. Murfula making up a spot on penalties. Mo Power, what is going on? Lone Wolf making up a spot. Mo Power had some serious penalties going on as the remainder of the grid crosses the line. Nitwit, P12, Spaceman, P13, and Zareska cruises across the line in the Red Bull. And that'll do it here for the French Grand Prix. Fantastic driving. Lots of chaos. Driver of the day goes to the Mercedes of USGT in the Black Arrow. As the Ferrari driver cruises up onto the podium, collects his trophy, paired with the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo. The traditional spray of champagne. The race win goes to Hammer in the Ferrari, followed by Valentine and DDL joining him on the podium. The fastest lap going to the AlphaTauri of Valentine with a 132.255. Penalties absolutely plaguing the grid, which does happen. Valentine thinking he would have had it if he was on the same strategy as Hammer, hoping that the two-stop would have did it. He was closing gap, but didn't quite make it. Dissection taken fourth. Fifth goes to Dead Text Message. Sixth, USGT. Seventh, the AlphaTauri Murphala. Eighth goes to Lone Wolf. Ninth, Mopawa. And 10th is the Rob rounding out the grid. Snooker, P11, P12, Nitwit, P13, Spaceman. 14th, Zareska. 15th, Ulick. Team B7, 16th, 17th goes to Tim Lee, a 78 Corvette, and 18th, 19th, M. Rager with a DNF, and Silent Banshee rounding out the grid in the Haas. And that'll do it here, round 11, Midwest Formula One Championship here at the French Grand Prix. Next week, join us for the season finale at the Bay of Singapore. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.